Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbase.com. Welcome to this week's Commitments of Traders review. Today we're going to have a look at the 35th COT report in 2015, and as usual we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions. Here we go. You see we have the British pound on top of a list with a 32% change in commercials positions. We've got 20% change in large speculators and a pretty large change in small speculators. I'd say the largest in the past 52 weeks time range that is set right now. Of course, this COT change signal that is present in the market right now is bullish. No question about that. So we may see a bit of a rise in the near future. Opening a 5-year chart, let's have a look at the COT Extreme situation in the British pound right now. Well, we're moving away from bullish extreme levels, as you may see. We had a decent rally in the market, but of course you may see in the past 2 weeks we had a drastic decline, and as we did, of course traders have moved their positions accordingly. Now the two possible cases that may happen, of course, is the rally continues, in which case I'd be expecting commercials going down to deep short territories while large speculators to long territories, of course. Or the other case is that the decline continues, and in this case we'd see a widening bullish COT Extreme, meaning that we may see commercials going towards 75 or even 100,000 contracts in that long levels. Now that's something time will tell. Nevertheless, the last major COT Extreme that we had was a bullish one, and I think that's something to keep in mind. Feeder cattle, our next market, we have a 26% change in commercials positions, 24 in large speculators. We had great changes last week without a real price movement or price reaction towards this signal. So of course this tells us caution, and to keep caution with this signal as well. So if that's the case, I would say jumping to a 5-year chart and having a look at the extreme may help us. And as you can see, we are headed towards bullish COT Extreme levels. All-time or close to all-time levels are not that far away. Well, in case of commercials, we're talking about roughly 4,000 or 5,000 contracts, and in case of large speculators, a little bit over 5,000, maybe even 6,500 contracts. 6,500 contracts away from those levels. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the market that I'd be trading this week. The signals are not that solid in my opinion, so I'd be moving on to sugar market and see whether we have a more obvious COT situation over there. Well, we have a bearish COT change signal, which is 25-27% changes respectively large speculators and commercials. But if you look at the chart, we do see greater changes pretty often happening. Of course, it is larger than average, no question about that, but still I would be expecting a much greater change to really say that, okay, that is a signal. So let's jump to the 5-year chart and see how extreme sugar market is at the moment. And you can see that we've just moved away from the bullish COT Extreme. Of course, we're very, very close. I would actually say that we are still there. If you look at the 5-year chart, we have a huge distance from bearish extreme levels. And because of that, I think nothing really changed in the past few months, because we are just bouncing back and forth from these very large bullish extreme levels. We're still waiting for price to react to it, and I think that's about it. So there's a bullish extreme in the sugar, and we should have our eyes on it and see whether we have an opportunity to enter it. Moving on to large speculator COT Extreme, we've got live cattle on top of a list with 122 report extreme in large speculators positions, but of course the same extreme can be seen in commercials. We're basically at the zero line, net zero territory. Mainly small speculators are in the market, net short, roughly 10,000 contracts net short. if you look at the chart, we're very, very close to all-time COT Extreme levels. So I would say there's not much more to say about it than there's the extreme, the COT Extreme signal, and we are expecting prices to react. So that's a pretty easy situation we've got there right now. Soybean oil, our next market, 57 report extreme in large speculators positions. Here we go. And as you may see, we are getting closer to bullish extreme levels, but we're still not there yet. Relatively speaking, of course, talking about the last roughly 1 year time range, we are at a bullish COT extreme, but if you look at the 5 years chart here, you may see there's still some space left to really get to those levels. And nevertheless, we are seeing more of a bullish picture happening in soybean oil than bearish. Of course, that's pretty obvious. And last but not least, let's have a look at the rough rice, where we have a 56 report extreme in large speculators. And as you can see, that's really not a extreme to talk about. We are moving away from bullish COT extreme levels, and you can see a very nice reaction from price steadily. The rally is under its way. So again, another great example for how effective these bullish COT extremes, or of course bearish extremes as well, may be in rough rice. Of course, we had to be patient, no question about that. We had a bullish extreme present in the market for quite some time before we saw the reaction from price. Okay, that is going to be all for this review. If you would like to have a look at other COT charts, then don't forget we've got the COT charts page here. But for more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, of course, the COT analysis page is the page you should be looking at. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Goodbye.